Are you looking for the best camera to take on your next adventure? Whether you're island hopping, hiking through the mountains, or getting lost in a new city, your camera should be able to capture more than just pretty pictures. It should capture the feeling of adventure and bring back memories to inspire your next trip. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down the best travel cameras in 2025, from budget-friendly compacts to pro-level mirrorless options that fit in your backpack. If you want sharp images and gear that won't weigh you down, you're in the right place. I'm going to start off by giving you my top picks right off the bat, and then I'll elaborate on camera types and share some alternatives for each of the categories. I'll also share some tips for helping you make your decision. My name is Mark Bergering. I'm a professional photographer and filmmaker. Here on YouTube, I help thoughtful photographers simplify their gear, elevate their vision, and shoot with purpose. Subscribe so you don't miss our weekly videos. As always, I'll link all the gear I mentioned in the description below, and using those links will help support the channel. Also, be sure to head down to the shop link in our description and pick up our Essential Travel Photography Guide. This guide will help inspire your vision, give you tips for shooting and improving your photos, and share a wealth of knowledge that we've gained over the past 14 years as professional photographers. In terms of travel cameras in 2025, the first one on my list, I really like the Fujifilm X-S20. It's lightweight, it's got beautiful image quality, it's got kind of some retro film vibes, which are fun to play with. It's got great features, and it's a relatively easy to use camera. If you want a mirrorless camera that is a little more suited towards a professional, you might look at the Sony A7C II or the A7CR. It's full frame, it's got amazing image quality, it's still compact, and it's basically a Sony A7 IV, which is the camera I use for most jobs, in a more compact body. It's compatible with an array of Sony and third-party lenses, so you can get a cheap lens or a top quality lens. And there's a lens out there for everyone. In terms of a good value option, the Canon EOS R8 is a great choice. It's a little more expensive, but it does provide a lot of features and it packs a punch. It's compact, it's excellent for around $1,000. Canon has a wide range of RF lenses, not quite as many as the Sony, but lenses that can be compatible with the whole range of the RF system. I think the biggest thing with the Canon is that a lot of people really just love the Canon system. It's really well designed, and the ergonomics appeal to a wide range. If you're looking in the compact market, the Sony RX100 VII is a professional powerhouse in your pocket. And while the version 7 of this camera is awesome, there should probably be a version 8 coming out later in 2025. So make sure you check to see if that's available if you're shopping for this camera. I really like the simplicity of the Sony camera. It's really easy to use and friendly, especially if you're in that more beginner category. In terms of the best action camera, I'm a big fan of the GoPro Hero 13. It's rock solid, it's made for adventure. Make sure you have a plan on how to mount it. I made a ski video that you can check out here if you want to take your GoPro skiing. And if you want to see some GoPro mountain bike tips for mounting, let me know down in the comments and I will make a video on that. In terms of the best drone, the DJI Mini 4 Pro is the way to go. It's super lightweight, fully featured, and drones are just really fun. They're cool to fly, they create unique, interesting images, and allow you to see things in a new way. Now that you've heard my top picks, let's break down some different types of travel cameras so you can choose what fits your trips and your style. I'll also include some variations of the cameras to consider. All right, so we're gonna break down some different types of travel cameras. There's lots of different options. First, the smartphone. It's best for casual shooters. Modern iPhones like the 15, 16, or the Pixel 8, or the Galaxy, whatever the 24 Ultra, whatever model, they're packed with features. They have a ton of great dynamic range because of the small computational sensors, and they actually shoot 4K video. The pros are they're always with you, great video, automatic backup. The cons, they have smaller sensors, limited controls, not as much fun to use, abundant distractions, and they're limited in terms of focal length. So your next category you might look at is compact cameras. Compact camera is going to be best if you want something that fits in your pocket and you can just pull it out, use it, and not have to carry a lot of equipment or a dedicated camera bag. You might look at the Sony RX100 VII or the Canon G7X Mark III. Are great if you want a little bit better image quality than your phone in a portable package. Both of these cameras are due for an upgrade in 2025, so depending on when you're watching this video, there may be newer models available, so go check that out. Pros, they're pocketable, they're better than your phone, they don't have any of the distractions of your phone. Cons, They're limited to whatever the built-in lens is. And again, low light performance is not going to be quite as good as some of the higher end models. The third category you might look at, mirrorless cameras. They're best for all around travel when you want a dedicated, nice camera. Mirrorless is the sweet spot. Think pro image quality, interchangeable lenses, compact size compared to the older DSLRs. And while I had to mention smartphone and compact cameras, I think mirrorless is really where you want to shop. Some of my top picks are the Sony A7C II. It's a full frame camera in a small body. You might even check out the R version, the A7C R, if you want more megapixels. Next, you might look at the Fuji X-S20. It's got impressive performance and it's great as a hybrid photo video camera. It's a little lacking on controls, but that's okay. Next, from Canon, I would check out the R8. It's a great value and a lot of people really like the Canon ergonomics. It's got excellent quality and it's pretty flexible. It's a little bit higher cost and it's bigger than compacts, but you kind of get what you are willing to bring with you in terms of performance. The fourth category I mentioned is action cameras. These are going to be best for the adventure seeker. So you're going underwater, in the snow, or places that your traditional camera might not go as easily. In terms of an action camera, my top picks are the GoPro Hero 13. I really enjoy the GoPro interface. Some people also like the DJI Osmo Action 5. It's similar to GoPro, a lot of very correspondent features, but it's still an action camera. And then lastly, the Insta360 X5. Now, Insta360 is completely different than your traditional camera. You're getting a 360-degree view. It's really rugged, it has great stabilization, and it's a unique angle. But it's got audio limitations and less control, and you kind of have to do some post-production to make a cool video from it. The fifth category I was going to talk about is drones. These are awesome for getting next level shots, both literally and figuratively. It just creates a really cinematic view and they're pretty fun to fly. For traveling, the DJI Mini 4 Pro, it's under that 249 gram limit that allows you to avoid the registration in many countries. If you want a slight upgrade from that, you might look at the DJI Air 3S. It's got a little bit more pro features, longer flight time, and better image quality, but may have some restrictions depending on where you're taking it. Now, drones are great because they give you unique angles, you can get cinematic video, and it's just a super fun way to see the world. Cons, there's flight restrictions. Depending on what country you're going to, they might have some questions for you. They have a relatively short battery life in comparison to a traditional camera, and they don't take great pictures of everything. They're just specifically for that aerial view. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what makes a good travel camera. First up, size and weight. You don't want a camera that feels like a brick after an hour of sightseeing. If it's compact and lightweight, it's more likely to be brought with you. Also, I think we should take a moment to appreciate how far we've come in terms of camera technology. Your phone can now do so much more than the giant gripped DSLRs from Canon and Nikon in the early 2000s. And that brings me to image quality. Bigger sensors and better lenses mean sharp photos and better low light performance than your phone. So you might look at an APS-C size sensor camera or even a full frame camera if you want solid performance. Some people will probably suggest micro four thirds cameras from Olympus, and I hear they're great. But if you're trending towards more professional systems, I'd suggest you either go full frame or APS-C. It just requires a little bit of focal length math if you use the APS-C format. So if you want the simplest, go with a full frame camera. Next up, let's talk durability. Travel can be rough on your camera, and your camera should be able to survive whatever you throw at it. That means weather sealing, solid build quality, those things are gonna go a long way. I find that the larger mirrorless cameras tend to be really durable. Usually you get what you pay for in this category. Number 4, ease of use. You want fast autofocus, easy controls, and a bright screen that you can actually see in the sunlight. Number 5, lens options. Zooms are great for versatility. Primes are lighter and better in low light and push you to get a little more creative. Pick what suits your style. I have a lot of tips on lenses in my essential travel photography guide. Head down to the link in the description. Number 6, let's talk battery life. Nothing is worse than your camera dying halfway through your hike, you're traveling around a city, and you look up and your camera's dead. You'll want to factor this into your budget when you're shopping. Make sure that you get 2 to 3 batteries for your camera. A lot of people are shooting video these days, so we should talk about video features. Things you might be on the lookout for are 4K slow motion video, either 4K 120 or 4K 60, in-body image stabilization, flip screens, and good color science. Late model phones actually have some really good video quality. You might save money and worry less about video features in your camera and save that for your phone. Number 8, budget. Everyone's got a budget, and I recommend that you stick to it and try to stay within a reasonable amount for what your travel setup is going to look like. You don't need a $10,000 setup. Get what you're actually going to use and grow from there. Most people spend around $1,000 on their phone. In my opinion, you can get a quality travel camera for around $1,000. That's maybe $800 up to $1,300. Most of the options I'm going to talk about in this video are right in that range. If you have a bigger budget or plan to use this camera for more things, you can always consider a higher quality version of the cameras that I mentioned or adding more lenses or accessories to your kit. Alternatively, if you have a smaller budget, there's often an earlier version of each of the cameras you can shop for in the used market or elsewhere for significant savings. Also keep in mind that traveling with a camera gear can be a risk, so you should probably consider some kind of insurance. Check out this video on how to set a budget for your camera gear if you're trying to figure out how much you need to spend. And if you're still trying to decide what camera is right for you, let's talk about some tips for choosing a travel camera. This is going to give you guidance on how to choose the right one for you. So first, you need to think about how much gear you're really willing to carry with you. What are you going to be shooting? Are you going to be shooting portraits, landscapes, video, wildlife? What's the budget for the whole kit? You got to think about batteries, lenses, memory cards, a camera bag, and any other accessories you might need. Once you can answer these 2 questions, it's going to help you narrow down your options. Maybe you're going on an African safari where you need a super telephoto perspective, or you're touring churches in Europe and you want that wide angle lens to get the whole scene. It's really going to depend on what your subject is, help you guide what camera you choose. Maybe you just want an all-around great camera to use, and it's going to be an enjoyable one to use in terms of the experience of actually taking pictures. It can be really tough to decide, but if you end up not liking the camera you choose, you can always sell it on either B&H or eBay and get something different. If you haven't already, be sure to head down to the shop and grab our travel photography guide that'll give you tips on lighting, gear, and staying creative on the go. The guide will help you pack light, shoot with intention, and tell better stories. And remember, the best travel camera is the one you'll actually use. No sense lugging a ton of camera gear on a trip if you're not excited to use it. Many of my best images have been made in spite of some sort of constraint. So avoid bringing every lens on the market and stick to the basics. Simple is best for elevating your vision. If this video was helpful in finding the perfect travel camera for you, hit the like button and let me know in the comments where you're heading next. Subscribe for more photography advice and tips that will help you learn, create, and elevate. And remember, pack light, shoot often, and chase adventure. Up next, I think you should check out this video on my travel photography tips. I will see you over there.